Safe investment in real estate in Georgia. Georgia is a country that attracts not only with its picturesque landscapes, unique culture and hospitality, but also with investment opportunities. In recent years, Georgia has become a real magnet for investors from all over the world, especially in the field of real estate. In this article, we will look at the reasons for such popularity, the legal aspects of buying real estate by foreigners, the specifics of the Georgian real estate market, and also give practical advice on choosing real estate for investment. Why has Georgia become attractive for investors? Georgia, as a country with a rich historical heritage, wonderful climate and unique culture, attracts millions of tourists every year. This contributes to the development of the tourism business and the growth of demand for housing. In addition, Georgia's stable economic situation, progressive tax policy and openness to foreign investment make it attractive for investors. Active development of infrastructure, including construction of new residential complexes. In addition, the country's large number of hotels and tourist facilities creates an attractive environment for real estate investments. Thanks to a flexible and transparent property registration system, foreign investors can easily acquire the following properties: real estate in Georgia. The country's political stability is also an important factor. The government of Georgia actively supports foreign investment and creates all conditions for safe and profitable investment of capital. Finally, Georgia is a country with a high standard of living and low crime rate, which also makes it attractive for investors and their families. All these factors together make investing in real estate in Georgia a profitable and promising direction. Legal aspects of buying a property. In Georgia, the legislation provides for equal rights for local residents and foreign citizens to purchase real estate. This means that foreigners can freely buy, own and sell real estate without facing any restrictions or discrimination. Freedom of purchase. Foreign citizens can purchase any property available for sale without the need to obtain a special permit or residence permit. This simplifies the purchase process and makes it more affordable. Transparent registration process. The real estate registration process in Georgia is characterized by its transparency and absence of bureaucratic obstacles. All real estate transactions are registered with the National Agency for Public Registration, where you can get all the necessary information and advice. Protection of property rights. Property rights in Georgia are well protected by law. In case of any disputes or misunderstandings, a foreign investor can apply to the court, which guarantees a fair and impartial hearing of the case. However, despite all the advantages, when buying a property, it is important to keep in mind the need for thorough verification of all documents and the legal purity of the transaction. The legal support of real estate professionals can help you do this. Investment advantages. Investing in real estate in Georgia offers a number of advantages that make it attractive for investors. Availability. The cost of real estate in Georgia is relatively low compared to other European countries. This makes investments more affordable, especially for those who are just starting out on their investment journey. High rental demand. Georgia is a popular tourist destination, which creates a high demand for rental housing, especially during the tourist season. This can provide a stable passive income for property owners. Possibility of obtaining a residence permit. Buying a property can be the first step towards obtaining a residence permit in Georgia. This can be attractive for those who want to move to this beautiful country permanently. Stability and security. Georgia is a stable country with a strong legal framework that protects the property rights of foreign investors. Progressive tax policy. Georgia offers an attractive tax policy for foreign investors, including benefits and reduced real estate tax rates. All of these factors together make investing in Georgian real estate a favorable and attractive choice. Division of the real estate market. The Georgian real estate market can be divided into two main segments: primary and secondary. Primary market includes properties from developers that are under construction or have just been built. This segment of the market is particularly attractive for investors, as it allows you to buy real estate at a lower price during the construction stage and sell it at a higher price after the completion of the object. However, investments in the primary market involve certain risks, including possible delays in construction and changes in the original project. Therefore, it is important to carefully choose a developer and monitor the construction process. Verita Kavtaraja from $101,928 Georgia. Tbilisi. Sabortalo Hisna from $66,764 Georgia. Tbilisi. Asani. Passage Gladini from $51,516 Georgia. Tbilisi. Guldani Inn from $50,402 Georgia. Tbilisi. Guldani Aimtown from $28,920 Georgia. Tbilisi. Guldani Gardenside Gladini from $47,151 Georgia. Tbilisi. Guldani secondary market includes properties that were already in use. This market segment is ideal for those who want to start earning rental income immediately after purchase. The secondary market also allows for more choice in terms of location and property type. However, when buying real estate on the secondary market, it is important to conduct a thorough check of the object and its legal purity. In any case, when choosing between the primary and secondary market, you need to consider a number of factors, including the reputation of the developer or seller, the location of the property, its condition and potential for rent or resale, financial aspects of investments. Georgia provides many payment options when buying real estate, including cryptocurrencies and mortgages. The cost real estate in Georgia varies depending on a variety of factors including location, type and condition of the property. For example, the price of a one-bedroom apartment in a new building in Tbilisi can start as low as $35,000, while a beachfront villa can cost over $300,000. However, before investing, it is important to conduct a thorough market analysis and assess the potential return and return on investment. Our agency's specialists, who have all the necessary knowledge and experience, can help you do this. Real cases and investor reviews. When investing in real estate in Georgia, investors note the high profitability and security of such investments. Case study from France questionnaire. For example, one of our clients, a French citizen, invested in the purchase of an apartment in a new building in the center of Tbilisi. A year after the purchase, he began to receive a stable income from renting the apartment, which was about 8% per annum of the investment amount. Case study from Germany. Another of our German customers purchased real estate in Batumi resort area. The demand for rentals during the tourist season has provided it with a yield of 10% per annum. Case study from Italy questionnaire. Another example of a successful investment is the story of our client from Italy. He decided to invest in the purchase of several apartments in a new building in the resort area of Gadari. In winter, these apartments are actively rented out to lovers of skiing, and in summer to tourists who want to enjoy the beauty of Georgian nature. This investment project brought the owner a return of about 12% per annum and became an excellent example of successful investment in real estate in Georgia. Testimonials from our clients indicate that real estate investment Georgia is not only profitable, but also simple. We provide full legal support of transactions and assistance in managing the property after purchase. Practical tips for choosing a property. Choice real estate for investment is a responsible process that requires a careful approach and the consideration of many factors. Here are a few key aspects to pay attention to. Cost of the object. The value of real estate depends on the size of the initial investment and the potential return on investment. You should take into account not only the price of the property itself, but also additional expenses, such as taxes, agency commissions, and expenses for repairs and maintenance of the property. Location. The location of an object affects the demand for it and the cost of rent. Properties in the city center or close to tourist areas are usually more attractive to tenants. The object's state. The state of an item affects its value and whether it can be used. New buildings are usually more expensive, but they also usually require less repair and maintenance costs. Potential for rent. If you are planning to rent out a property, it is important to assess the potential demand and cost of renting in the area. Possibility to increase the cost. Real estate investments are often considered long-term, so it is important to assess the potential for future growth in the value of the property. Legal purity of the transaction. Before purchasing, it is necessary to do a background check and make sure that there are no encumbrances or disputes on the property. This will help to avoid possible problems in the future. Remember that each property is unique and has its own characteristics. Therefore, before making a purchase decision, you should always consult with professionals. Life in Georgia. Life in Georgia is characterized by its calmness and tranquility. Georgians are a hospitable and open people who share their culture and traditions with pleasure. The climate in Georgia is mild and comfortable, and the nature impresses with its beauty. There are many historical sites and attractions to visit in Georgia. Georgian cuisine is a separate chapter in the country's culture. It is famous for its variety and exquisite tastes, which are definitely worth trying. Georgia has a very developed infrastructure. There are international schools, hospitals with a high level of service, modern shopping centers and much more. All this makes life in Georgia attractive not only for tourists, but also for those who want to move to a permanent place of residence. Moreover, buying a property can be the first step to obtaining a residence permit in this amazing country. Conclusion. Investing in real estate in Georgia is a profitable and safe investment. Due to the stable economic situation, progressive tax policy and high demand for rent, investment in real estate can bring a good income. Our agency is ready to provide you with all the necessary information and help you choose an investment property. If you are interested in investing in real estate in Georgia, we will be happy to answer all your questions and help you make the right choice.